Go ahead, bro. I would. Come on. But you know what the thing is, if you go through a protocol and they encourage you not to, this is the thing, they encourage teachers not to go all out. They do, I guarantee you, they do, right? Yep. Them days gone. I've had students I've had to fight students. I've had students, big boys, to come at me. And you know what? I handled it like an adult. And I can say it now because you don't know which school I was at. The little boy threw desk at me. Guess what I did? Because you a big boy.
First of all, you didn't turn the other cheek.
I said, dear class, I said, go ahead and walk on out, go down the hall to the next teacher's room and close the door. I closed the door, turn off them lights, let's go. What you want to do? Took off earrings, whatever, let's go. To this day, that little boy respects me. He graduated from high school and in college. And he'll tell me I'm a good teacher.
Let's be honest. As a young man, you need somebody at some point to put your hands on you and make you understand that there are consequences.
Exactly. And he learned that day. He learned that day.
Well, I can't listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't speak for young women because I really don't. I am a strong advocate that you never put your hands on a female. I'm so strong an advocate of that I almost choked out my son.
Well, this is the case, and we'll have to get into that here's the case. Them little girls are just as dangerous.
They are.
They're dangerous.
They are.
They go for the kill. And what I mean by the kill, they like to stomp in your head and they like to cut your face as a girl, right? And when they come up against a female teacher, it's on. Like, they will try you. Yeah. And you have to put them in their place.
And it's the same thing with the boys.
Yeah.
They feel, you know what? Because you a male.
Yeah.
Guess what? And to be honest with you, that's something that's wrong right now, because if you go back in our history and you go back to our African tribes, the boys were taken at 13.
Listen, listen, we got a call on the phone. Hey, caller, good morning. How you doing? Good morning, caller. How you doing?
Good morning.
Hey, how are you? What you got for us?
I'm good. I wanted to make a comment about the teachers and the students. See, I'm that parent. I'm going to come. If we have to go to court, I'm vouching for that teacher.
Yeah.
You know what kind of kids you got.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know what kind of, if you got in that teacher's face and that teacher body slammed you.
Right.
She had to defend herself or himself. Because I've had my child come home and say, the teacher hit me. And I asked her, I knew what kind of child I had. I said, well, what did you do?
Right.
She didn't want to say she spit. Oh, that's why she popped your tail.
Right.
You lucky she ain't uppercut you, because I would have body slammed you.
Exactly.
Facts.
Because these kids do know.
See, they don't body slam in school.
Right.
Everybody wants the adult. Oh, they should be the bigger person. They should be. They're human at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, because we come home with the scars and we come home with the doctor bills and whatnot, and nobody says, I still got a scar from a fight from a child. And you think a parent or the school or whatnot said anything? No, they send you to physical therapy, and that's it. And they give you prescriptions for ibuprofen or whatever.
Have y'all seen how big these kids are now?
That's what I'm saying.
And guess what? I taught. My hat goes out to the teachers out there, because I was a substitute teacher. I only lasted a day. I knew I was.
Wasn't a strong 24 hours?
Yeah, and that's what I try to tell people. This job is, again, I tell parents, I've been telling parents, hey y'all from Colorado, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you're tuned in to 101tkoradio.com so you can hear the full chat. But this is why I'm telling people, go ahead and invest in your child's tutoring, homeschool, because it's gearing to get worse. This is an ongoing, every day there is somebody in the news, a teacher getting beat up by children. And this is a sad day in education because you want me to, I can go on for hours and hours. I'm just trying to tell y'all better warn y'all kids that these new teachers are not if you book teachers. We done been out there in the streets. So we are waiting for y'all to pop off at us. And these kids know who to pop off at, because I guarantee you, they're not going to pop off at a hood teacher like that. And they know. But that girl yesterday, when I saw the video, I was 38 boiling hot. I was like, I mean, you in my face. First of all, you spitting on me. So that's a violation. Then you pull my hair. Then you slap me and you call me a B. Yeah, I lost it. I'm gonna lose it.
The trifecta.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose it. I'm whooping your tail like a grown woman. You want to step in this arena? I'm gonna treat you like that.
Let's be honest. You can get whipped in the hood for less than that.
Yeah.
You can get really whipped in the hood for less than that.
Thank you, caller, for calling in. We appreciate your support. Listen, make sure you stay tuned. Look, when we come back, we're gonna take this quick song break. When we come back, so I just had to get that off my chest. If I can give her 2 browns, y'all just don't know. That just burned me. And I was sitting there like, y'all can't, you ain't gonna hit her back. But I thought about it, I'm like, she was taught not to hit the child back. So, parents, dear parents, teach your children. If they put their hands on a teacher, we're gonna hit back. Okay? I'm just letting y'all know that.
Just on a person in general.
You
can get it.
You can get it. So, stay tuned to 101tkoradio.com. When we get back, we we're gonna talk about the Scorpion unit and all these units in the city of Memphis, y'all. Let's say some prayers up for everyone across the nation. So listen, stay tuned to 101 TKO Radio and the mailroom. We'll be right back. It is the mail room. I'm your girl TaShon, and I got my friends Tank the Sports Guy, Mr. Takeover, and Nelson on the ones and twos in the back. Listen, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We got folks from Colorado, Atlanta, Memphis, all of those places. Thank you so much for supporting the mail room. Make sure you are tuned in on 101tklradio.com so that you can hear the music and more of the chat and so forth. So listen, this morning, I definitely want to say a special prayer for my family in Memphis, family and friends, because it is another traumatic day for the city, for the residents of Castlegate Lane and so forth, and even to the police officers' families, because the 5 brothers that killed a black man, traffic stop now, killed. Cops being bullies, and you can tell that they've been doing this, and this is their last time getting away with it. They've been getting away with this behavior, but this time, if it had not been for that Sky View camera, they would have gotten away again with it, because the whole body cams, how they took the body cams off, and them dummies, let me tell you, they dummies, because they ain't even realize that their body cams were still on. You sitting there talking, trying to get your stories together. Did you see the video? You didn't see the video.
I didn't want to look at it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
Well, no, they didn't. You know why they didn't? Because when old boy took off his camera twice, and they were literally talking as though they were off camera.
Right.
And even the white cop in the beginning, he was like, I hope they stump his ass. I hope they stump his ass. And literally, so you could tell this is what they do. Scorpion Unit. It's the acronym they're supposed to be. Y'all remember the Red Dog Unit?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like that. And remember the Red Dog Unit, if I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you go back, they were disbanded because they were doing illegal stuff. They killed that older woman. I think that was like one of the biggest the setbacks from. They did a no-knock warrant.
Yes.
And they killed this older woman, right? Elder lady. And they had to disband it. So I need to know, what are the qualifications for these special units? What are the tactics, the answers? Because when you watch that video, the beginning of the video, it was kind of like he ran and they were pepper spraying them, and you could see them punching. But that Sky View told it all. And yeah.
But that tells me one thing, that it's an organizational thing.
Yeah.
Because it's just not black cops, it's just not white cops, it's just not Asian cops, it's all of them.
All of them. It's that culture of the police officers. And Nelson, I know you're not on the mic, but you were military. Ex-military, right? And you were trained with special training. And you know how to kill. They train you how to kill and how to use a certain force. And so these police officers, those special units, are trained with a special force. And this man was thinner than anybody on that force. Those are some big guys. Did you see how big they were?
But the difference, though, the military training is over years.
Right.
These guys go to 6 to 8 weeks.
Right. And so that's my question. Like, who's training these officers to do that? Because that was like, and it wasn't even equated to military. And that was just like some street thug gang fight. You handcuff this guy who is 140 some pounds. These dudes are huge dudes. One of them could have just knocked him out and been done. But you come back and you kicked him repeatedly in his face and his head. That's several times. And then you took the baton, because the baton is made of steel. and you hit him across the back several times. Then you kicked him and stomped him in his head several times. And I'm glad they're gonna fire the EMT, the fire department that was standing there because you did nothing for 30 minutes.
They're gonna actually charge them.
And they should.
They're gonna actually charge them.
Yeah, the EMT, the firefighter, they did say they fired him because you stood there for 30 minutes while this man, Tyree, was on the ground, handcuffed, and y'all sitting around laughing, talking about how y'all done knocked him out and trying to come up with your stories about him grabbing a gun. And on those videos, he didn't show nothing about him. He couldn't even grab a gun. Y'all had him pinned down. Yeah. And that's what I said. This behavior is not new. They're used to doing this. They just got caught this time. And what the sad part, the even sad part, he was only 80 yards from his house. That's why he was screaming out, "Mama." He was only 80 yards from his yard. He ran, and they showed in the beginning, he did run, because he like, okay, I stopped. Y'all stopped me. A traffic stop. What was the reason? He had no drugs on him. He wasn't acting erratically or whatever. He was a free-spirited type of guy. Like he skateboarding and he ain't into all of that mess. Right. And you tased them in the beginning and you pepper sprayed them in the beginning. For what?
Only thing I could think of is that as a man, when you don't have power anywhere else,
yeah,
you're going to abuse the little spots that you get.
That's what it was. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. That's what it was. Because he kept saying, I got pepper spray. Because I guess the pepper spray kept. Yeah, that's what it was. They were embarrassed that this dude ran. And you had to beat him to show him with your power. Because you stood him up. And you just.
To be honest, we're becoming desensitized to it. I've
Right.
seen it.
Yeah.
How many times already?
Yeah.
We've seen it over and over and over. We can call out the names. We're seeing the same thing. We're seeing our Black kids, our young Black people be murdered.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 But and it's a lot of Black cops that have violated but again, like you said, we tend to sweep it under the rug because they're a black cop.
But
A cop is a cop.
They're not gonna sweep it on the rug because it's convenient.
No,
it's
not this one.
It's black, but no, I'm just saying that. Listen, let's call it what it is. This is the first time they ever charged the cops this fast because it's the first time they've all been black.
That's true.
And so
they have
therefore,
acted swiftly.
It's no consequence now because they black. Guess what? We get to burn them anyway. We don't like them anyway.
Right. That is true. Because I was like, oh, that's swift. Like swift justice. Like
and to their rational thinking, we're giving y'all what you want. No, you're giving us what we want on our own people. But when it's you, when it's white, we have a whole pushback.
Yeah. 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 Right. Exactly. Yeah. And they've only been on this unit. I don't know how long they've been on the force, but only on the unit since 2015 or something like that. So they're all, new. And I can imagine they got called to be on this special unit, gave them some power,
and guess what?
Got extra pay.
They went watch training day.
Right.
Wayne Watch training. The first thing they did is Wayne Watch training day. Thought they was Alonzo.
Right.
And do what you want.
And that right there hurt me, that image, of black police officers. Nice looking brothers. Not cute looking brothers. So you standing around and you literally you're gloating on how you punched, on how you them knocked his MF and this, that, other.
But your baby mama drag you through the mud anytime she wants.
And you're probably going back home, going to church and all this, and we're expecting
these are people. Listen, when it come down to these guys, these are people who do not. You don't just. They have no power at home in the places that really mean something. As a man, that will affect you. You will go other places looking for that power. And the place where you shouldn't abuse it is there for you to abuse, so you do.
Yeah.
Imagine you be.
Yeah. So let's hold that question. We're gonna take a quick music break. When we come back, let's answer that question. What power do black men need to prove to the world or to prove to their families and friends? So listen, stay tuned to 101 TKO Radio and the mail room. We'll be right back. so you can get a full interview, a chat, and the music and all of that. We're having candid conversation, culture conversation about Tyree Nichols, rest in power. And, my heart goes out to the residents of city of Memphis, to even the five, their families, because their lives have changed. They have children and wives and girlfriends. Their lives have changed. And unfortunately, their consequences are affecting their families as well. And so my prayers this morning to my family out in Memphis, I hate to say keep your head up, but let's, just continue to pray, because it's a dark cloud over Memphis, and crime rate in Memphis is really high. And then when you have police officers that you trust in the community, because again, this is not a hood community that he was in. It was a suburban area, right? So it wasn't like he was on dope or anything, or he was trying to get home to his mom's house, he was 80 yards away. And these Black men that killed, I know they are police officers or whatnot, but they were Black men first before they became police officers. And that was that image, seeing all of them standing around like he was a dog in the street, and you just laughing. Mm, mhm. Yeah, 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 yeah. I want to know. I know they said they were talking about bringing charges to everyone standing around as well.
Yes, yeah,
And they
will.
should.
They
They should.
They will because they're gonna link them to his death.
Well,
Because had you given aid to him
yeah,
in a timely manner,
yeah,
therefore he would still be alive. As a firefighter, you are trained as a first
yeah,
responder to give emergency aid.
yeah. And they
therefore,
literally stood there. They literally stood
they're
there.
gonna count every minute
Yeah,
on that video that they stood there.
yeah.
They're gonna charge them according to the minute. I promise you.
Yeah. Well, the thing that the lawyer was saying, that it's probably going to be a little bit challenging to charge everybody else. Oh, that was standing around, but definitely those five, because they got them on video. The others that they were, from what the lawyer was saying, that they are definitely going to try, but hopefully that they can, because again, if we're a unit and you see, and this is the part that, and I'm a firm believer, there's still good cops out there. They're great. I know some very great cops, police officers. Some right there in Memphis. They're good police officers, and there are some that do stand up for the behavior. I think there was a police officer that was on Instagram the other day, yesterday or the day before, and he was saying the same thing. He said, "I love my job." He said the problem is many of us stand around and we watch our partners do something and don't say anything, and we allow this, and this is the reason why they can get. We don't hold each other accountable. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So my question to you all as Black men, what did this really do to you all? what was the how did it really make you feel?
It further puts in my head 100% that I don't care what color you are. You wear that uniform, you one of them. Period.
Yeah.
You just proved to me and reinforced to me that that uniform changes you, changes your mindset, and I should think of you the same way I think of every last one. Put my hands on my steering. I don't care how uncomfortable it makes you feel. Put my hands on my steering wheel and put my wallet with my driver's license open on the dashboard. You don't need nothing else from me.
Yeah.
You can run my plates and get all the information you want. No, I will not remove my hands from the steering wheel.
Yeah.
I don't care how embarrassed you feel because it's broad daylight and I won't remove my hands from the steering wheel. The cop actually told me, he said, I feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
I said, why should you feel embarrassed? I said, I'm not going to remove my hands because I just saw a couple of black people get killed on TV.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the crazy part. You asked me dumb questions during the stop to try to make me nervous.
Yeah.
And then you have your go-to. I smell marijuana protruding out of the car. You don't smell nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're giving excuses that are automatic, whether you're black. I mean, and it's generic. It's all around the country. So it makes me feel that you are no better than your white friends, counterparts. You're all the same.
Yeah.
And the only difference is now you're being shown that you're not the same because you chose to follow your counterparts. Now you're going to go to jail. Now you're going to do real time while they get away with it.
Yeah.
They're going to show you that you're not equal. Yeah. And that's so sad that you took it upon yourself to feel that you were equal and killed this young man. And now they're going to end your life the same way.
Yeah.
And they're going to make an example out of you because you're a black man.
And
you know what? The sad part about it is you need to be made an example out of because you joined them.
Yeah.
You took away one of us. You don't know what that young man's future was.
Right.
You probably took away somebody's future leader.
Yeah.
What did he really do?
Right. What did he really do? A traffic stop. And then too, we need to know. For me, it's making me investigate. Well, it makes me want to learn more and more about my rights as a citizen driving, because again, a lot of the stuff they don't know, a lot of the laws that they're trying to enforce. Because what did y'all do? What did he do for y'all to pull him out the car?
Correct.
Other than they were, and again, you can hear them clearly say, make up all these excuses. He was driving erratically, or he was, he tried to reach for my gun. Like you said, they literally had these generic excuses to come up with, because you were all standing around trying to get everybody's story together, because y'all used to doing this mess. LaRon, I know the city councilman, he was speaking. I don't know if you saw that part. He went into tears. He went into tears as a black man. He went into tears.
And I can understand. I can understand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Chef said to stop they do gangbang with it. So he's saying that it's definitely a gang. It's gang because that act was gang. I mean, yeah, yeah, and it's just sad because again, it's sad. I keep just looking at the image of the black men. You know, these are college educated men, or and yeah, we have not healed. And I get the slavery part, but my thing is we're in 2023. We got to change the culture of the police officers.
The police were created for what?
Right.
What were they first created for? To catch who?
Yeah.
But no, they're living up to the police were made to keep and control black people. If you go back and trace who the hunters were, they used slaves to do that. And so basically they're keeping true to what they were created for. They were created to keep us in line.
Right, but we have the power. But we have the power to change that. Mm-hmm. We don't. Some of us are not choosing.
Some of us are choosing, but yeah, that black and blue code, if you haven't noticed, is very organized and very strong. Yeah. They keep billions of dollars in funding from different organizations on hand to fight cases like this. Yeah. They have a well-funded background where people actually will get them the best lawyers possible.
Yeah. And that's why I said we have to hit them in the pockets with the pensions. It's just not enough to fire them because they can go into private and get investigated and all of that. There are other avenues, right? Mm-hmm. But if we hit them in the pockets with their pension, guess what? That's going to really start changing their behaviors because that pension is what they rely on. Remember, police officers don't make money like that. They're like us, teachers, any service, the fire department, they don't make money, right? So that pension they rely on for their families. Mm-hmm. So if we hit them in their pockets, when we say, okay, they're going to be fired for, whatever they did, and then we go after their money, that's going to put a stop to a lot of this behavior because then they will see, oh, wait a minute, this I can risk. Because again, as an educator, guess what one of our number one sayings is? You ain't worth it. You not worth me putting my hands on because I already know that you're coming after my certificate. And once you take off my certificate, guess what? You're messing with my retirement. So you're not worth it. Whereas the police officers, you can get fired and you can go into another police department in another state, another city. We seen it right here in Georgia. We got to start hitting them in the pockets. Right. Right. Listen, hold that thought. We'll be right back with a after this break. Stay tuned to 101tklradio.com as we continue this discussion about Tyree Nichols and police officers and more from the Black male's perspective, live on 101 TKL Radio. The mail room messages from him. We'll be right back. Are you a black man that's sticking together? And if not, if so, how are you doing that? But if you're not sticking together, why not? What is stopping you from being active in your community and doing what you're supposed to be doing? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's the shocker for me. That's the shocker. It's like what's been happening to our brothers across the country, but again, because you're a person in blue,
Correct. It's a culture.
it's a culture.
So the color doesn't even matter. It's their
Yeah.
culture. They're taught that culture.
Yeah,
They're indoctrinated with that culture
right,
from day one. That
right.
you stand by your brother no matter what, if he's wrong, right, indifferent.
Yeah, yeah,
And that is sad.
yeah,
And to be honest with you, that's the way some people raise their household.
yeah. And I remember, I forgot which, no disrespect, and please forgive me, I forgot which other traumatic experience we were dealing with at that time, and they were talking about it wasn't George Floyd, it was somebody else, but they had a group of black police officers, and they were talking about when they tried to stand up against the the the, the police station and all of that. Mm-mm. No, this was before George Floyd, but it was somebody else. But they were interviewing black officers, and they were talking about how they are told not to say anything. Like they see the behavior, and when they do try to stand up, they get shunned or fired. Listen, we have a caller on the line. Good morning, caller. How are you? Good morning, caller. How you doing?
What's going on, Johnny Prince? How y'all doing?
DJ Johnny Prince, how you do? How you do?
Oh man, it is so good. It is good. I first of all want to shout to you, shout to Trey, shout to Devon for having such an amazing show, man. We're talking about, this progressive topic.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not all right. You know what I'm saying?
And thank you for being honest.
Be able to talk about this. Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely. I think it's important that us men, continue to be honest and not to be afraid to really share and say that, we're not all right,
Yeah.
But if they're talking about, the case there, so it's just such a tragedy, I believe that, they laugh at us, when we had this conversation. When we get together after such a horrific act like this, us talking about, what it could be, what it is, why it is, just all this stuff.
come up with our own individual theories and stuff they laugh at us and whatnot. And I think that, you know, this is like the separation, it goes back to, I think the worst thing that happened to us is immigration.
Yeah.
And when you go back to culture, when you go back to culture, when you go back to other Renewal, when you go back to other period of times back in the early 1900s, late 1800s, where we had private communities, we had our own hospitals, we had our own schools, we had our own banks, we had our own infrastructure, we had everything. We didn't have to depend on nobody. Now that power is stripped from us. So I hear y'all talking about we have the power to change. How we have the power to change if we don't own any schools, we don't own any banks, we don't own any police departments, we don't own nothing. We don't have nothing. We rely and depend on a system that don't care nothing for us.
Right.
Whatsoever.
Yeah.
Use us. Use our labor. Lock us up. Talk about it. Separate it. You know what I mean? This is what they do. They understand the power of a black man. That's why they're so quick to kill us and strip us of everything, of our knowledge.
How did it make you feel? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead.
No. How did it make you feel what?
How did it make you feel seeing that this time it was brothers?
That it was brothers, that was black men?
Yeah, that killed Tyree.
Oh, I wasn't surprised. Because they are all it's a brotherhood before brotherhood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That color blue.
It's them before us.
Yeah.
It's that color blue. It's nothing comes past that. It's the same thing with the military. It's the same thing with that. Nothing comes before the brotherhood of the military.
Yeah.
Like, that's just simply what it is. That's what it is. I mean, bottom line.
Yeah.
So, until we separate from this system, it's just like we're gonna forever have these conversations. We're gonna forever have these disagreements. We're gonna forever have these conclusions, these theories, these thoughts, these conspiracies. Until we separate, we're gonna continue to be separated and within the system.
Yeah.
Until we separate, we're gonna continue to be separated within the system. Point blank period.
Mm.
However you want to see it, however whatever, we never ever gonna forever fight and disagree and be separated. We will never be united with our system until we separate from this wicked system. Period.
Wow.
Black cops are gonna forever continue to do what they do. White cops wouldn't even have done that. White cops wouldn't even have done that.
Yeah.
I seen them do it before, but the way they beat them like that,
Yeah.
they would have just tapped them, punched them, and then you would have died.
Right.
But these cops went to kill him.
Yeah.
They wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
That is the systematic. That's the systematic, demonic. This is what they were taught.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. This is the system that we believe in, that we like. All cops think good or bad. All right, well,
Yeah.
Well, what happened? Well, what happened? If all cops say bad, then what happened? You got some speaking now, but when it comes down to it,
Mm-hmm.
when another cop sees another cop doing some faulty stuff, when it comes down to it, blue before you.
Mm.
Period.
Mm. Wow.
And I know cops.
Right.
I know cops that they will tell me, look, bro, it's me before you. I'm in this. I'm in this thing. Like I'm stuck here.
Yeah.
I'm kind of stuck here. This is what they tell me.
Yeah.
Same thing with the military. And I know, even with the military, right? And I don't know Nelson. I know Nelson is Dr. Nelson. I don't know if he's ever been in combat. But my cousin, I got a couple cousins that went to Iraq after the beginning, for 2004, I think.
Yeah.
2008.
Yeah.
When they invaded Iraq, the American military is very different. It's the same as the top. They were taught very different. For me to get you to shoot an unarmed child,
Yeah.
I have to strip you of your knowledge. When they were out there, they were shooting kids and women for fun.
Yeah.
This is what he has done. His comrades has done. So what are they teaching these people in the military? What are they teaching these people in the police department? What's really going on? I don't even have to know. We have to separate ourselves. Period.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you feel how you want to say or whatever, but we can't kumbaya no more with these people, with this system. We can afford that.
Yeah.
Because we're separated. Listen, we're separated from our women. How can we get back to that? Forget everything else. We're the only we are only species on Earth that is separated from their women
Mm.
on purpose.
Mm.
How can we fix that? Once we fix that, we can start to move forward. Until then, this is gonna stay out.
Right.
These disagreements, these all we show.
Wow. Thank you, Johnny, for that commentary, that your thoughts on this. We appreciate you as always. You are a fan with the mail room. Listen, we're gonna take a quick song break, and when we get back, we're gonna continue this discussion. It's and again, I want you, if you want to call in, the number is 678-439-7419. I want to hear from you as Black men. How are y'all doing? Because it is a lot. It is a lot, and we can't continue to just sweep y'all under the rug. It's a lot for our community, but Black men, how are y'all doing? So listen, stay tuned to 101 TKO Radio and the Mail Room. We'll be right back. To continue to have them. Our engineer Nelson just brought up a good point. He said he didn't watch it, and because basically he already know the narrative, and he made a good point. He said that oh my, you want to quote you? You said that he couldn't watch it because it will do something to him, enrage him. As a Black man and as a human being. And I can imagine this is what's going on across the nation right now with Black men in our we're sitting at our dinner tables at breakfast and whatnot. And again, we're discussing another brother being killed, and we're not given the chance to release this, We're expected to continue. I expected Nelson to come in here and do his thing. I expected Tank to come in here and sit on the mic. I expected LeBron to log on. I expected my husband to, get up and do his chefing and whatnot. I'm expecting y'all to do this and keep going. And that's the reason why I said, how are y'all doing? Because we don't allow y'all to release this. I can't, again, that image that if you did see the video, you saw brothers from Tyree to all the officers, and you saw one white guy, which was the EMT, but the rest of them were brothers. And in the beginning was a white officer, but the rest of them were brothers, 10, 12 of them, and you're looking like, this is our community. This can be my brothers and whatnot. I have family in Memphis. Like, we have family all over, places. But I have family, I have cousins literally have Black men. And just to see Tyree being kicked to death, beaten to death, and we can't even equate it to Rodney King. I know, we were like, okay, a lot of us were like, that looks like Rodney King all over. Rodney King was, let's not forget, he was on drugs. He was on PCP, so his strength was stronger. And not justifying what they did. They beat him. But he didn't die from that. He was injured. He didn't die from that. This brother died from the police officers beating him to death 3 days later because his kidneys failed, he had brain swelling, all of that. He died in the result of them kicking him in the head with steel-toe boots. Them boots. And beating him with a baton. And punching him repeatedly. That's where he died from. So yes, they murdered Tyree. And this man was only like 140 some pounds. You small. So you mean to tell me it took all of y'all, 5 of y'all, to do that? So that's why I titled this show today, I wanted to see how y'all were doing. Because this is a constant, seems like it's like almost every other week. Every week.
Like a bad TV show.
Yeah. Like a dream, like you can't get up. You can't wake up from.
But that's the purpose why a lot of us don't watch it, because it keeps happening over and over
yeah.
again.
Yeah.
And if you keep watching it, and to be honest with you, as a dad, it's going to affect the way I raise my kids. Because if it all it makes you not want to put you can't go nowhere without me. That's the type of attitude it puts you in.
Yeah, go ahead.
And what I'm saying, I agree with you, Tank. Because the thing about it, the reason why I don't want to watch it is, like TaShon stated, it's going to enrage me. And then the more and more you see it, it's just building inside. And sometimes, when you're saying you constantly holding things inside to the point, but who's to say, I might snap on just anybody. I mean, what I'm saying, just as far as like snap, just, somebody might just have a regular conversation that, just snap for whatever reason. Right. So just to constantly seeing that stuff, I chose not to see it. Yeah. I mean, I just rely on what other people tell me and stuff like that. But
and let me tell you all, it's okay. Don't let anybody bully you like, oh, you have to. No, it's okay. And I thank you for sharing that, Nelson, because that is the truth. You have to protect your peace at some point, because again, y'all have all witnesses. It's not like we have never seen this.
We've been watching this.
We've been watching it.
I'm 48. It's been happening for longer than I've been living.
Yeah.
I've been growing up watching this.
Yeah.
I grew up hearing stories.
Right.
Of how, and this is from my grandmother. Right. Of how people would come and just take people from their home. Yeah. Yeah. And now that we're actually seeing it. Only difference is now. Yeah. We have video cameras catching. And that's it. But this has been going on. Yeah. Since slavery. They have been walking, literally at one point, just walk in your house. Yeah. And take who they want. Right. Yeah. And walk out. Right. And it's like, now they have cameras to catch you, but you still don't believe it's happening. Yeah. And these officers were dumb. Y'all know y'all was stupid,
because y'all didn't even know that the sky camera was watching you. You thought you were getting away with your body cameras. You thought you were taking them off and you can get away with it. Didn't know your audio, because at some point you see that they cut off the audio so you can't hear what they were saying. But your dumb behind forgot that it was still recording. You just laying their face down. Stupid. Right, they were going through the motion. But then that sky, that's why I said if it had not been for that sky camera, they would have gotten away with it. They probably would have just gotten fired and the standard, yeah. But that sky, and you didn't even need video. You didn't need audio with that sky camera. You didn't need any audio. You already knew what was being said. That the actual visual. Yeah.
Because our in-range should not be that we go out and we protest the free, but we go and I go back to what the caller was stating, and it's something that I'm really gonna start pushing myself as what God put on my heart to hashtag I am not the embodiment of what slavery has produced.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a narrative.
Mm-hmm.
It's a narrative to show that we are barbarians.
Mm-hmm.
We are unruly. But for me, it's a mirror image. You're basically putting you are all on another race.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not a such thing as a race, but it's pretty much what you've done. You have chosen a select of people in this world to throw all yourself onto and make the world see them as they should be seeing you.
Mm-hmm.
And we give them this because we feel that they are the saviors. They have implemented a tactic to make us think that the only way that we can survive is we have to do what they're saying. We have to walk the way that they say that we should walk. We have to wear what they say that we should wear. Because I know this is a side note, but if you look at Dolce & Gabbana and all these Birkin bags and all this, there are talented black creators out there doing the same things that these people are doing, and you choose not to buy into them
Mm-hmm.
because they're black.
Mm-hmm.
And we have this crazy idea if I sit and put my money to this black person, they're gonna make them better than me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna sit up here and spend $300 on a darn Birkin bag. But these people don't know me.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them can care less about us.
Right.
And so until we start changing our mentality and start putting it into our community, into our kids, and I want to open it up with saying like with these young kids that's suing, that's trying to do a lawsuit against Sanchez about the African American study and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. That's a high note for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because these are young black kids saying that, hey, I want to know what happened because there's something missing there. You're not telling us what we need to know. You're not showing the world what the world needs to see because you don't want them to see who you really are.
Yeah. Yeah.
How can I control you when you know who you really are?
Yeah.
How can I keep my foot on your neck when you know who you are? Like literally, if I don't let you know who you are, if I keep teaching like this, I saw this article where they said they're not teaching our kids, they're indoctrinating our kids. They're teaching kids from day one that you're black, white people are better, and that this is the place that you should stay in. And it's sad that the structure of the world is still there like that.
But on the flip side, I'm gonna play advocate. And I don't like saying devil's advocate. But here's my point. Y'all know I love our history and whatnot.
Mhm.
I get it. Again, that was then. This is now. We have power, and we don't utilize it. We have power to teach our own. We have power to, as Johnny stated earlier, we have power to do a lot of stuff. We are not ready for that. When I tell parents, get into a homeschooling program or a good school, they're gonna, this is just a tip. Santos, what Santos doing, that's just a tip. But that again is nothing new. It's been happening. We live in the city of Atlanta. I taught in the city of Atlanta for 30 years. I watched as we started fading out Dr. King's holiday and Black History Month over the years. And they started amping up everybody else's, including the LGBT community history. But guess what? Some of us, I'm not going to say all of us, some of us thought about why our children are not in the programs, on holiday programs, or we spent our money on Christmas, the Jordans and whatever. Our priorities were messed up. So we can't stand, we can't unite, because I do believe that my grandmother used to say that all the time. Integration did mess us up, and to a certain point. To a certain extent, it messed us up because we no longer have unity. Everybody's trying to get their own. And I get it. I live in a nice, Chef and I live in a nice area. I get it. We want to live in, we deserve to live in nice areas. But one of my people used to ask all the time, why did you teach in the area, stay in the area that you taught? I said, because first of all, that's the community I teach. That's me personally. I taught in the same community. I lived in the same community that I taught. Why? Because again, I couldn't connect with my students if I knew I was going down back over to Hampton in my suburb apartment or home at that time. I moved to my community so I can know what was going on in our community. We take these, and again, this is my thought, my opinion. We can't connect with our community when we are not in our community. And then we get mad when the others come in our community. And when I say others, white men and white women, they come in and they do stuff for our children, our Black children. We have more white people come in, give our children gifts, activities, book bags, books, when I couldn't even get brothers or sisters to come in and do their part. So we get disconnected from our communities. Then we ask, well, what happened? We are, versus going back to our communities and building that community up. So gentrification takes its place because we forgot about Bankhead, we forget about Boone area, metropolitan area, Stewart Avenue, y'all. We forget about our community. Whereas before, as Jenny stated, before everything was our community. We had stores, we had restaurants, we had banks. But we can no longer blame slavery for it because we have the economic power.
True, but I'll be honest, and
I'm not doing that when I say that, Sean.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that's where it stems from, and until we get an understanding that.
But we're never going to get an understanding. We never.
That's not true.
Some of us are.
People that don't want to.
Right.
Because some people are just lazy, and they will rather sit up here and complain instead of doing something. Because at the end of the day, we're so attached. Again, like
Yeah.
these companies like Jordan and all this stuff that we're spending money on, if they were to just literally sit up there and deliberately say, I do not want y'all wearing my stuff anymore, do you think they're gonna stop?
No.
That's gonna make more people
Right.
buy some more.
Right.
And that's what's going on right
Yeah.
now. We already know that we're not going to stop because, and I go back to the scare thing.
Yeah.
So everything that you said is totally correct. And even with Johnny stating about the
Mhm.
probably one of the biggest devastations ever.
Mhm.
When that happened, that scared black people straight right back into that mentality where,
Mhm.
oh Lord, if I get too big, master gonna cut my head off.
Mhm. Mhm.
And look at people. It doesn't matter. Look at Nipsey Hussle. Look at Big Pop. Look at all these people that seem to start making. Because if you go back and do a lot of research, where Tupac and Biggie were starting to drop all this beat
Yeah.
before they died,
Yeah.
they end up getting taken out.
Right. DJ, let me go back to these comments. And again, if you all want to call in, the number is 678-439-7419. Chef says they're scared people with killing influential black people. DJ Johnny Prince says, how are we going to tell them what to do with their system? He said, we will. That's why we even have to start separating ourselves from each other. And he said, we can't forget all of this stems from yeah, it does. We're not ready to separate, and that is the problem. We're not ready to separate because we're enjoying what we see. We're enjoying the quote unquote good life. You know what I'm saying? Instead of investing, it's not. And instead of investing, and I am the person who loves diversity. I love diversity. I lived in all of my neighborhoods have always been diverse. However, when it goes back down to my black dollars, when it goes to um, just like really reinvesting in my community, that's what I do. That's what my household does. That not mine. I'm sorry, Dave. Our household. Okay, that's the black independent woman thing. That's what my family does. We reinvest in our community, and we don't. Half of us don't do that anymore.
We don't, because I'm gonna be honest with you. When I moved to Atlanta, I didn't move to the black side of town. I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yeah.
I purposely,
Huh?
I
You don't have to be
purposely
sorry.
moved
You
to the
didn't?
part of town.
He doesn't have to be sorry. So,
Right. You don't have to apologize for that.
I moved to. I always said one thing. I want to move somewhere where anybody in the world can get off a plane and just walk into my neighborhood and say, "I want to buy your house."
Okay.
That does not happen in our neighborhood.
Not all of it. We have some really great neighborhoods.
We do.
We do. We have some really great neighborhoods. The thing is, we have to understand where the hood is and where we have great neighborhoods. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And to be to a certain extent, it shouldn't matter.
Right.
But when it comes down to it, I did what was best for my kids' education.
Right.
Because I knew that they were not going to be competing against little Johnny across the road. He's going to be competing against that student in Asia, Japan, Korea, London,
right,
France, the world.
Right.
And I wanted to get them an education that spanned the globe, not just my local region.
Right. But also understand, I want people to understand that the education that we're seeking is going to come with some cost. Just what Santos is doing. They dangle it. And what I'm saying, I'm not saying that you cannot invest in going to other schools. What I'm saying is at the top of that education chain, it's not us. It's people like Santos and the secretary, the ex, whatever her name, I forgot her name, Department of Education. It's people like them that trickle down and so forth. And we don't go to those board meetings. Listen, stay tuned to 101tklradio.com. When we come back, we're going to finish this discussion on police and the systems and education in the systems and basically overall, how are you all doing, Black men? We want to hear from you, 678-439-7419, but stay tuned. We'll be right back after this break. do these business shout outs. And if you want your business shouted out, you can DM me, DM the mailroom 7671, or you can email us at ygm7671@gmail.com for your business shout out live on the radio and on on air. So who do you have for us?
Well, today we're shouting out Erica Smith, intimacy coach, certified sexual health consultant, Pure Romance by Lady E, 678-698-3374, or email her at prbyladye@gmail.com. Also shouting out Fareed Collier, Luxury Barbering Group, IG at Fareed_the_barber, Facebook at Fareed Collier. Booking 904-618-0135. Also business shout outs, The Boss Shop. TheBossShop.com, 706-402-8359. And that's emailed at info@thebossshop.com. Natural Hair Academy at IG at My Natural Hair Academy, 706-402-8359, or email at info@mynaturalhairacademy.com.
And again, those are our businesses. Thank you so much for sponsoring the mail room. And if you would like your business shouted out, contact us ASAP. We got you covered. So listen, we are continuing this conversation, and there's a good conversation on IG as well. Let me read some of these. Let's see, DJ Johnny Prince, the school is providing misinformation. Yes, they are. He says, also, Mr. and Mrs. Takeover says, that's all good, but it's sad because the parents at home don't want to do work to teach. Unfortunately, a lot of parents are scared. And Chef told me to please let y'all speak. I am letting them speak. We all passionate, boy. Whatever. You just messed up the flow of the conversation. So the DJ Johnny Chris said they're still teaching that Christopher Columbus discovered America. What? He says. And so the conversation is really good on IG if you want to jump in as well. But make sure you're tuned in to 101tklradio.com in the mailroom. And if you want to jump in this conversation, call in 678-439-7419. And we're talking about these systems that are in place, and from the police officers to education. And at the end of the day, it's how are y'all doing?
Well, you know what? I think that for the most part, most of us are scared, and we're scared for our children.
Mm-hmm.
Because regardless of what we do say, it's like we don't want to lock them up in the house. We want them to have that freedom.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Getting behind a car has become something more than just an average drive.
Mm-hmm.
It's become almost it's a life skill. Just being out in the world as a black man, because you're perceived automatically because you're a male as a threat. You're walking down the street and you're considered with your hands in your pocket, and you're considered a threat.
So with this, all of y'all have children. Are you teaching them the rights? Because we continue to have this conversation, as Johnny said earlier. It's going to keep happening, right? So now it boils down to the home education. Are you teaching your children and your family members your rights?
Yes and no, because you teach them, and this, because my oldest son gets behind the wheel of a car every day.
So not just behind a car, but their
just
rights.
Just
are you teaching them?
You're teaching them their rights, but you also have to teach them, and it's sad, you have to teach them how to handle knowing their rights, how to present knowing their rights. Presentation is everything. You can't be overly aggressive. You have to, and it's sad, you have to teach them survival mode.
Okay.
There's a real survival mode that black men go into when we get in these situations. And you tell us, oh, y'all cowered up. No, we did what we had to do to make sure we went home.
Okay.
running your mouth because you know your rights and your rules and just being reckless with your mouth, that's not going to get you
Do
out
you
of this
consider
situation.
that to be reckless, though?
Some people are,
Mhm.
and they're waiting for it. So why
Mhm.
should I give you what you're looking for,
Mhm.
and then I end up dead?
Okay.
I'm sorry, but there is nothing.
Mhm.
There is nothing.
Mhm.
I'm going home to Latoya. Jeremiah
Right.
said.
So I wouldn't
So-
say, well, for me, I wouldn't say it's reckless. I think there are some people who are not literally afraid of the police officer because they do know their rights.
True,
and I
but
get
then
that.
you have, and I understand.
Mhm.
And some people say, but you have to dress. It's sad. You should not have to, but you have to dress it up a certain way.
For those people who are saying, okay, I can handle this the other way. Because
Right.
you do have those people that say, listen, I don't care what y'all say, you can kill. I'm ready to die today for my right. And that does make a difference. Are you ready to die for your
But
rights?
I don't have the right to put my life on the line when I have other people that depend on me.
Okay.
I don't have the right to sit and do all that when I know that there's a woman at home
Mm-hmm.
with 3 children
Mm-hmm.
who call me dad.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't have the right to be reckless with my life anymore because other people are depending on me. Yeah, I understand what my rights are,
Mm-hmm.
but when this cop pulls me over
Mm-hmm.
and starts asking questions, yeah, I don't have to let you do this, and this. But sometimes, let's be honest, we get to the point to where we feel we know our rights and laws, and we want to exercise on the point. But it's how you present it.
How do you present it? I'm confused by that because
You like for instance, you go in that flight mode. You present it in a way that you try to be overly what? Let's be honest. You try to be overly charming. You try to be overly. You go into that slave mentality almost because this man got a gun.
you're saying that you're going into this like
No, I said as black men, you almost go into that mentality because this man's walking up on you. When they walk up to your car, they're not walking to your car with their hand up to shake your hand. It's on their pistol.
I don't think they're going into slave mentality.
No.
I think they're going in revolt
Well,
mentality.
no, it's a survival mentality. It's a survival because when
Mhm.
you are literally walking up, this man's walking up with a gun and his hand is on it right here.
Mm-hmm.
And you're looking at him with his hand is on his gun before he tells you to eat.
But okay, so
So-
this is my question. This is what I'm asking. You're a man, he's a man. You know your rights, he knows his rights and their rights. And a lot of the rights they don't know, right?
Right.
So I don't. Is it fair to say that that you in the car or whatnot, you're acting as a slave to this? Because again, that's the whole point. You're giving into this
Correct.
when you know it's not.
But
That's what I'm asking.
But this is the thing though. If someone keeps showing you images on TV, then I'm gonna kill you.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not only saying it now, they're
Mhm.
doing it and getting away with
Right.
it. When you sit there and you get pulled over, it does flash in your mind. I don't care what no
That you're a slave.
no that you're a black man and this man thinks that he has that master mentality and power over you. He has a pistol. He's walking up on your car. And
Mhm.
before he tells you good evening,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing he does is he reaches back and puts his hand on his pistol. That
Right,
image
protect-
alone,
yeah.
as a black man,
So
it-
you're saying that you just supposed and
they
again.
expect you to sit there and just, hey, that's a control method.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been put into us to a certain extent that when they do that you're supposed to obey everything they say.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You saying that you're supposed to act like a slave.
To me, that is kind of like the slave because when the cops came around, they expect you to bow down,
Right.
do whatever they said, when they said it, how they said it, in order to be let go and go free.
Mm-hmm.
Because you didn't do nothing wrong. I mean, and it's the same thing today. They're pulling us over.
Mm-hmm.
They're showing us aggression because I'm sorry, I don't see the need to put your hand on your pistol.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm looking at and I'm seeing you walking up on me with your hand ready on your pistol before you say good evening to me.
Right.
Because I'm a black man. I've seen white people on traffic stops go off.
Right.
Like completely, like just one guy took the ticket, signed it, threw it on the ground. The cop told him pick it up. He allowed him to open the door and pick it up. The guy, I don't see black folks given that opportunity to express themselves that way because they know the law.
Right.
If that's the case, you'll get black traffic stops and they will start reciting the law and doing everything, but it don't always work like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they over and over again try to take control of the situation using the power that they have, and the biggest power they have is that gun.
What's your take, LaRon? You were saying something?
No, I was just gonna say that I was gonna talk about how there is a way to respond, regardless even if they do put their hand on their gun. But I do see at that end anyway where things were coming from, where how when a white person has been pulled over and they can dang near slap the police officer, and the police officer will back up and be like, hey, just calm down, because we just listened to an IG being white people. So IG real where a white person, a white male was in a area and found, I can't remember what was going on, but the people were doing something they had nothing to do.
Right.
They was recording, and this person was like, you got to get off the premises. And he was like, I have all the right to be here. Turn the camera off. He said, no, I have the right to do this. I'm going to call the police. Call the police. The police was aggressive with him.
Yeah.
But kind of going back to what Tate was just saying, the white man was reciting that I am not on their property. I'm standing right here recording. I have all the rights. And the police officer was getting a little aggressive, but the white man was counterattacking with, oh, this right here, that right there, that right there.
Right.
And, oh, we'll call your superior. Superior came. And it was like, well, I'm just recording y'all and making sure that y'all leave me alone and walk away without harming me. And that's what they did.
Right.
On the flip side, unfortunately, I'm gonna agree with Tank in the sense of because it's sad. That if we were in this situation, and even though I knew my rights,
Yeah.
and I treated him out the same way, not aggressive because he was not aggressive, they were gonna knock the crap out of me. They were gonna pin me down.
Right.
They were gonna call 5 more other cops.
They'll call 6. It gotta be 6. You're a black man. They come in 6 and 12.
So I can understand where he's coming from that, but I do want to also say there's another side where even though they're coming to the car, a lot of, especially with our young kids, sometimes they get too aggressive when they're responding. And they go snapping off before they even find out what's going on. So I don't condone anybody coming to snatch you out of your car.
Right.
Out of your car, I feel like you should defend yourself, regardless of unfortunately your life is in it. But if you snatch me out of my car before you even tell me what I have done, I am gonna fight back because now my mind is telling me.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna go and just let you take me out like that without fighting back.
Yeah.
It's plain and simple. So
And that's the part I'm asking, like the rights, because there have been other incidences where the police officers, they snatch you out the car. They don't have a right to do that. And so you as a person, as a human being, you're going to automatically go into that fight mode as well.
Correct.
Because now you're being aggressive, I'm being aggressive, because now my life is threatened because you snatched me out. So that's why I said I wouldn't call anybody being reckless. Now there are some people that I've seen some videos, it's like, if you don't know all of your rights, just be quiet and comply. And just don't just do it for the gram. You know what I'm saying? Because I have seen some videos where the people are just, but that's not the majority of people though. But so that's why I'm asking, like, do y'all know y'all's rights?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for being honest, because that's the majority of us. We don't know our rights. Nelson, do you know all of your rights? And that's why I want to bring in, if someone is out there that is a traffic stop lawyer, with the rights of our rights, I need y'all to call in or connect with me, because again, we don't know our full rights while driving, because there are so many. Some people say keep your hand up on the dashboard. Some say have your duplicate information where it's right there. Some say don't reach. Some say you can't. This, that, and the other. What are our basic rights while we're driving? Because if you do that, yeah.
when it comes to us, I don't think it's done. I'm just go ahead and throw it out there.
It definitely feels like there's not any.
Single one of them, and we can do it correctly and right. It just depends on how that person is doing.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
Get in your car and leave, or you get your ticket and leave, or something bad gonna happen when it comes to a black person.
Exactly.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Because if I can see a butt-naked white man with an AK
Mm-hmm.
running behind these two police officers
Mm-hmm.
on IG,
Mm-hmm.
you don't get shot.
Mm-hmm.
But then you see a college black kid with a
Mm-hmm.
cell phone,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing you say is gun.
Right. Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's happened multiple times. We just had an incident like that just happened where the white guy had a knife and he was coming and swinging at the officers and they were trying to de-escalate and talk him down.
Yeah.
The guy in the grocery store, before he killed himself, they were trying to convince him to put the gun down
Yeah.
and talk him down
Yeah.
after he just mass murdered
Mm-hmm.
all those people.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
were talking to them. They were. I mean, this was called what? And he's called an active shooter at that time, right?
Yeah.
So an active shooter
Mm-hmm.
that's white, you will talk them down.
Right.
But someone that's black, you're just gonna kill them and call
And
the protocol.
we see that often. But I want to know, right? I want to know, and I want us to move forward and being proactive. Like, how do we start knowing our rights? And then we have to teach our children. Unfortunately, we do have to teach our children. Unfortunately, we have to have these conversations with our family members. You know, we have them with our niece, and we have with our nephews. We have to. I hate it, but it's just something that we have to do because of who we are and the times that we're living in. So with that being said, how are you teaching your rights to your children? And what are you doing? Like, so we know that all of these things happen, right? And I'm in the stage of my life, I'm all about action.
Mm-hmm.
We could talk for days and years and whatever. What are you doing as a black man in your community we can't change the world. We can't,
No.
but it can start with one. Thank you. Okay. You're not doing enough. Yeah.
Last night made me real. Again, that's why I say I am so happy that God has put it on my heart. Son, you are lost because that ideal that they have implanted
Mm-hmm.
in your head of what a man is, it is not true whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the same stuff that they're living by.
Yeah.
The same manhood that they're living by, that they're trying to teach us that we should live by. And it's not. It's not. For me, it's not natural for you to have that so much hatred in your heart.
Yeah.
That because somebody ran from you.
Yeah. Hold that thought, Lorraine. When we get back, we're going to take a quick music break. And when we come back, live on 101 TKO Radio, we're going to continue this conversation and with the mailroom. We'll be right back. dancing.
Oh, you got, hold on, you got the dancer?
Yeah, what?
Don't make me pull a camera out and put you on
What?
later on. Okay.
All black cast, all stars. Yes, rest in peace, Michael and Miss Michael. Listen, we are back live 101 TKL Radio and the mail room. We are having this much needed conversation as always. And before I left, my question is always, because I'm in the stage of my life, I need action. Oh, and we do have a caller, so hold on just a moment. Caller. Hey, DJ. Listen, I know this topic hits with you. Like you've been hitting some nuggets, been throwing some nuggets. What you got to say?
Solutions, you know.
Yeah.
We have to conversation. You know, we have to have every solution in place. You know, and I think that to move forward, one of our conversations at home at that dinner table, you know, with our kids, needs to be solution based, not necessarily what's going on.
Yeah.
It has to be just what are we going to do about it? Like, okay, so for example, I know you were saying, you said the hit a million hurricanes, hit a million pensions, hit a million wives, right?
Right.
One thing we could do, like, just for example, right? How many of us know people that make body butter and soap, right? Why we still want to want to get my soap? Why we still want to get anything if we already know
Yes.
somebody making soap and lotion? Like, that's one thing.
Yeah.
You know, the same thing with clothes and t-shirts and stuff. Why we still buying and going somewhere else other than we need to own it on our own dollar?
Yep.
We need to keep our money. We don't even you know, be involved. The less we involved with the system, the less we involved with the matrix, the better off to accelerate, the more we can. Because again, once we learn that, man, oh, it's starting to hold it down.
Yeah.
We're not calling no more. We ain't calling 911 anymore. We got our own doctors. We got our own clinics. You know what I mean? We got people that, like, it starts there.
Yeah.
It starts there. Hold your money. Hold your money. Don't play it out. Why you going out? Where you going out to? Stay home. We can't even ready to sacrifice none of that. You know what I'm saying? We're not ready. We just continue to raise this type of conversation about, you know, just why and how the most solution. So, you know, one of the solutions is you need to keep the money in our community as long as possible.
Yep.
As long as possible for you. The Jews do it. Everybody else do it. Chinese do it.
Ooh.
We don't do
What?
it. We don't do it. And that's it. That's what we gotta do. Just keep our money. Let's make it a point to not go out, right? Make it a point to go buy. They got black on television.
Right.
Black on toothbrush, black on toothpaste.
Yep.
Black on, you know what I mean? Anything, like, a lot of the majority of things that you need to survive day to day, somebody black is taking it. Find out and start buying. That's what we can do.
That's right.
You know, even going to the store. Why not the store?
Exactly.
Other than food.
And even with that, right? you got farmers like Farmer Wayne, who's black-owned farmers, where you can get your food. Like, there's nothing that we're not doing. Right. Right. What you say, LaRon? He can't. Hold on, DJ. Can you hear LaRon?
No, I can't hear LeBron. I don't know what he's saying.
Oh, he can't hear you. Okay.
I know you're saying something.
So listen, thank you so much, Janet, for calling in for that. And so, LaRon, now you can say so he can hear what you say. Thank you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 You're right. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. We do. We have to separate and we have to have the solutions because again, we can continue to talk about it every yeah, it's like because again, it's gonna keep happening, but if we don't stop and we don't look at what we do have power. We have power. My sister used to live across the street from this Asian family, and the house was, average house. I think it was like 3 or 4 bedroom. And every day, before she moved in, when she moved in the neighborhood, um, you would see all these cars, Hondas and whatnot, parked. And they were the souped up Hondas or whatnot, the street Hondas I call them. And every day is like cars just in and out. Then the household, and you saw all these people in and out. And so, I'm being who I am, I'm highly inquisitive. We befriended, no, call it what you want, is highly inquisitive, right?
No.
That's okay. I ain't even live in the neighborhood, but I wanted to know all these folks. Yeah, black folk knows it. Well, all these cars being over here. So, she was real nice. Her husband worked and whatnot. She was out in the yard gardening. And she had a conversation with us. And I asked her, like, all these people in your house. Like, it's always a whole bunch of people. And she was like, those are my children. And my children, we allowed them to stay here. And then until they graduate from high school, until they decide what they want to do with their life. And we gift them, when they move out, we gift them with at least $10,000 to start their new life with. Their daughter had gotten married. I think their daughter left the household with her new husband with about $25,000. And they invested, and it was the looking into the future. It was a solution because she said out her mouth, I don't want my children to struggle for anything. At least I know that me and their father can give them a start.
Mm-hmm.
Now, afterwards, after what they decide to do, it's up to them. But at least we gave them a start, and we all put our money in the house pot. The house is paid for now because it wasn't. And she said it. They don't stay here rent free. They work and they give us their part. But I don't. Yeah, free. Right. Right. Exactly. And I say all that to say we have lost that art as a community, of helping each other and having solutions because we rather complain versus doing something about it. We have so many products, like Johnny said, we have so many products that we can buy from. You're not going to be able to say the word, but if you're one person, if you make a commitment to one cause that's going to benefit, that's why I always tell people every cause is not for me. I choose to fight for the homeless and for children and to a certain degree or whatnot. I'm an advocate I choose my causes because I know that's where I can contribute. And also, I know that our family are contributors back into our community with Black owned businesses. You can pretty much live off of everything Black if you choose to. And again, I'm all about diversity. Some stuff, you can choose that. But when you sit up and say, oh, we don't have a solution, that's a lie. We have a solution. We have solutions. We have black banks. We have black credit unions. We have black credit. We have everything black. But we always come with the narrative, oh, well, you know, or this, that, and that. We're always doing something, saying something negative. But we don't say anything negative about BOA that just messed up everybody's money. You see what I'm saying? Or WF that messed up everybody's money. We still banking because I'm still there too, because I ain't changed nothing over yet. But I'm saying it. Right. Yeah. 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 Right. Yeah. 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 Wow. So overall, how y'all doing? You good? Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Saw that mess. I saw that mess. I was like, really? Like, really? Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, and you got to understand too. Some of the older, the baby boomer generation, they're winding down, so they've already gone through what we're going through now, and they're tired. It's like fighting the same narrative. They've been fighting the same narrative, and my aunt is 92, and she'll say some things. She say, well, you know, well, and for us, you know, she went through some things, but she hasn't disclosed a lot of the stuff. She just said, you know, life happened, and you know, so forth. And so they're winding down. They're tired. So now we got to pick up where they left off, and now it's the solution time. It's solutions, because again, we're going to keep having this conversation to the day the world just is gone, right? and until we actually change it. Good, DJ. You said you're better now. I'm glad to hear it. Nelson, how you doing? You a little bit better? Thank you. A little bit better. Okay. Cause Chef, are you better after telling me to hush? You know that's the purpose of today, because y'all need to be able to vent in a safe space. But listen, we're gonna take a quick music break, and when we get back, I want to continue asking, and I want to know, yeah, what can
How
we do
can
to
we do?
continue?
How can we change it? What
Yeah.
can we do?
We're gonna find out some center. He said you talk. That's what I'm supposed to do. Black man. Oh my gosh. You you know what? Listen, stay tuned to 101 TKO Radio in the mailroom. We'll be right back. Just because you over there quiet. I miss Prince, y'all. Pop Life is one of my favorites. But Prince was the dude, so we were having this conversation about who was better. DJ Johnny Prince said Prince was an instrumentalist, and everybody said Prince was better than Mike. What y'all think? So,
I understood exactly what Prince was talking about. I knew what that banana was.
we need a big old dance party. We need a big
You
old
sure?
dance party.
You got the rubbing alcohol?
Hey, I've been dancing up, so we're gonna dance. We need to dance to let some of this tension out. So listen, we've been talking about the city of Memphis police task force, Tyree Nichols, and just unfortunate another situation that that's played out on the airwaves. And today we were talking about asking really how y'all are feeling, about everything, because again, we continue to experience these traumatic events played out in front of us, and I think that's the part that no one is addressing in our community, and we're expected to keep life being, we're expected to keep being parents and going on our jobs and holding, as Nelson said earlier, holding this stuff in and not giving an opportunity to release it,
And one of the things what I meant about the slave mentality,
Yeah.
they would take that one strong black slave
Mm-hmm.
and break him in front of the entire
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what it feels like, because social media is the media point that they're using to show us.
Yeah.
How many, and
Yeah.
so we've been shown since 2020, how many murders? Like we've lost count.
Yeah. You lose count.
Now, how many times do you have to show a black man being murdered to other black men for the subliminal message to get through?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Also too, I mean, we should start, like you were talking about the cancel culture.
Yeah.
Start canceling people from our culture. Like we have people who make their money strictly based off of our culture.
Mm-hmm.
How come we don't use the power that we have
Mm-hmm.
in our culture, in our community, to
Mm-hmm.
keep you out or kick you out?
Well, we allow it because we allow it. Y'all on this Skip, babe. Y'all on Skip. We're gonna talk about Skip on another show. Y'all on Skip.
You can only listen. I don't know too many brothers that would allow anybody, especially with that much pride, allow anybody to talk to them like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna only get away with talking to me like that for like 2 to 3 minutes. For less.
So y'all don't like Skip? I don't know nothing about
Listen,
him. You don't like Skip?
He's always had the same attitude when it comes to black men.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And my thing is, you are a sports reporter,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. You've never played the game.
Mm-hmm.
You've never touched the game. You're talking to a Hall of Famer,
Mm-hmm.
somebody that has played the game at such a high level till they told them that they are one of the greats of all time.
DJ said Skip was a prime example.
He makes his money off of our culture.
Yeah. But why do we keep allowing it? Just like the young white boy who got the scholarship, who got he was on video singing a rap song that had the N word in it. And so of course his college let him go, but the HBCU picked him up, gave him a full scholarship. Yeah, Albany State, and right here in Georgia. So we allow it. We keep allowing it. But again, at first I thought, we're gonna keep allowing it because it's music. We let these white boys say and white girls say the N word all the time when it comes to that music. We don't stop it, and we say it with them. I was literally somewhere I wasn't supposed to be, but I was in the car and it was two. Actually, it wasn't, but it's okay. It was two black boys and a white boy. They got to be high school or early college days. The black boy literally was using the N word freely with this white boy. So you know that they have allowed this white boy to say the N word in their presence through songs or whatever. So again, when do Empire that show? I stopped watching that show a long time ago. Oh yeah, I saw that one. Yeah. So Chef says, Skip tells the truth, just like Steven Bum A. It's cool. Yeah, Steve is okay. He ain't.
You know what?
DJ say no. It's about money, bro. And Chef talking about lies. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Just like Kanye was doing. He was showing y'all that he can take his own power back. In the midst of all his antics, he was taking his power back from the companies, the contracts, and all that kind of stuff because they own you. They feel like they own you when they do that. So yeah, yeah. So listen, we're gonna take a quick break before we wrap up this segment, which has been really really great. So listen, stay tuned to 101 TKO Radio in the mail room. We'll be right back. yawning. I'm yawning. I'm trying not to.
What?
Yeah, Nelson over here, he was
Hey,
yawning.
hey,
Then you
was-
started yawning.
Was y'all up late last
Well, we
night?
had TMR after dark last night, so it was really good.
Y'all
And
was up
and-
in the last night.
oh, you were up late. No, I went on sleep.
You was up late last night, LaRon. You was up late last night.
Let me tell you, it was your boy's fault. After he made that last comment, all I heard was
Oh, he turned to Jehovah's Witness.
he was knocked out.
Knocking on the door.
And I wasn't even attempting. I was like, okay, I'm asleep. I'm going to sleep. That peach whining got to me. Yeah, he doing all that talking in the background. I needed to be sexy.
And then what happened?
And the next thing I know, I heard a, yeah. I'm like, you know what? I
And a
started.
little lightweight. A little hump.
I was gonna try to wake him up, but I turned on. I was asleep.
Hey,
I'm tired.
hold on now. Depends on what the wake up is like.
No, we were both knocked out. Knocked out, you know. So listen. So that's TMR After Dark every other Friday. So we will be back the following Friday. So we got some more. If the 11th, yeah. And next week we got we're gonna the 10th. And next week we'll have Erica Smith in here. She's our intimacy coach, and she's gonna get y'all ready for V-Day. Valentine is time.
Real freaks.
Yeah, you know. We're gonna get y'all ready for the month of February.
Hey, what? Am I? I don't need no holiday.
I feel you. You get to this stage, you don't need no holiday. Sure.
Hey,
You just
listen,
wanna
them
get
cars passing by. That's our song. Let's go. I mean,
So yeah, we're gonna get ready for the show for next week and for y'all. And then you know, as we start wrapping up the mail room, we got a dance party. I got a dance party coming to y'all. Y'all stay connected on social media. I need y'all. We're gonna have 28 days of dancing. And it's gonna be open up for men and women, even though I have women on the flyer. I didn't think about the men.
you ever thought about dancing for sure?
I know it was from my other brand, so I know, right? You know what? I'm gonna go back. I know. You know what? I'm gonna go back and recreate the flyer today, so it'll be
She's
ready.
gonna recreate the syllabus, and then she's gonna do the class, and then she's gonna take the flyer.
I'm gonna add men to it. I'm gonna add some men to it because I want everybody to dance. It's 28 days of self-love. We're dancing. 28 days, just dancing. You know, just to release and this black love. What Chef talking about? I said, hell no. What? You know what?
Chef said the other side of that story last night was
We both was asleep. I ain't gonna lie, we're asleep. So, you know, we're gonna talk about February. We're gonna bring in the month with some black love and talk about the relationships and, you know, what it is for black love and just all of that. Because again,
it's a special thing.
it's a special thing, you know, and not just one day. Not just one day, you know, it's not Valentine's Day, just one day. Because everybody don't celebrate Valentine's Day, but we need to show love, especially in our community, especially after everything that we're going through.
Especially how to show love. Because some of us don't.
How to show love, yeah.
Some of us too hard with it.
You trying to say something?
I'm just saying.
I was like,
listen, first of all,
sound like you were
it's
trying to
bad,
say something.
because I was talking about men, but then my boss just chimed in like, "Oh, you talking about me?"
Oh, okay.
So that means that means you know you hard.
I do know I'm hardcore, but I'm gonna be soft for the month of
I think you
February.
better let it go. Come.
That's gonna be like, come here, boy.
Yeah. like,
Come here, boy. Stop playing. God darn it. Grab my butt like you're supposed to do. Grab it. I'm being hard. I'm being soft. That's my goal.
She be like, go on, cuff it, cuz. Go on, cuff it, cuz. Go on, cuff it, cuz. Do what you do, homie. Do what you do, homie. No,
Yeah, right there. Stop being a punk.
Lift
Do
it. Lift it up. Lift both cheeks with your hands. You a man, ain't you?
You know, I'm gonna let the soft Cali come out.
No, ain't no Cali. Ain't
That's-
no Cali. Ain't no Cali.
No, but the soft Cali. The girly Cali that I used to be. That's gonna
Hey,
I don't know about the
Chef,
other city.
act like you a West Coast robber going and stick your hands up. Put them up.
Then I'll pull out my what?
See, that ain't how that's supposed to go.
See, I know, right?
That's not how that's supposed to go.
Be like, what?
You ain't supposed
What
to get
up,
an imaginary gun and shoot back. He just attacked you from behind. And you the helpless lady.
You know what? See, now save all of that for next week. So I'm a take notes. I've been taking notes. I've been good.
Oh my gosh, I'm about to cry for you.
You know,
Damn,
I've been good. I've been good.
You go in there and you go in there and rob him right back.
That's right. That's right. What?
No.
What? So, you know, but I did set the mood last night for our TM After Dark, you know, so, you know, hey, I'm on this way. I'm on my way. I got it. I got this. I got this. It was just month 2 into the new year.
See, it gotta be a show where there's like a 5-minute song break. Chef, we got to talk, big dog. I'm out.
Listen, I at month of January, y'all gave me some tips. I'm gonna put them into action. So you know, well, Chef went to sleep. You know, so I was, you know, I gotta have my stuff ready. So you know, so listen. We are wrapping up another great show. Thank y'all so much for being honest and transparent today. Again, thank you so much out there for joining us live here on 101 TKO Radio in the mail room, and continue to chime in with us. It's not just a one-day thing. I want to know how you all are doing. So make sure you go onto the pages at on IG and Facebook, the mail room 7671, and chime in. I know we had a couple of brothers yesterday to chime in, and they were pretty much saying thank you for asking. I want to know how y'all are feeling. This is not for show ratings or anything. This is who I am, and I really truly want to see and know how you all are feeling. And if you got to sound off on that page, please do so. That is a safe space, an open space. If you need to sound off, please do it. I want you to do it because, again, I know y'all need to release, and we're here for you as Black women in the community. We're behind you. We love you all. And you know, continue to pray for the city of Memphis. Continue to pray for all of our cities and states and so forth. And believe it or not, for those who are able, pray for the police departments to start making some changes, you know, with the narrative and so forth. I do believe in prayer changes things. And so let's start uniting somehow and standing and hold each other accountable. But just praying for the family of Tyree Nichols and all the families and the residents of Memphis. So until then, you know, I appreciate you all, Nelson, and so forth. I thank you all so much for just being transparent and honest on today's show and so forth. And just know that us Black women love y'all. We got y'all. We got y'all. So, you know, until next week, thank you so much. Thank y'all. We appreciate that. But come back next week for the start of February, and we're going to lighten things up. We're going to.
So, well, you know. Chef. Hey, we're going to pull out the, Chef, we're going to pull out the trunk, Chef.
You know what? Until next week, y'all. Chef. It's TaShon in the mail room. Come back next week, same time, same place. And we're out. Peace.